Every time Real Madrid and Barcelona face each other, it's more than just a game. It's war, one that starts long before the first whistle. The media duels, the psychological mind games, the words thrown back and forth. All of it fuels the fire. And when the match finally kicks off, the players bring that same intensity onto the pitch, ready to fight for every inch. But even after the final whistle, El Clásico never truly ends. The aftermath lingers, in the stories, the controversies, and the questions that refuse to fade. This time, beyond the noise surrounding Vinicius Jr.'s reaction to being substituted, there's a deeper concern: the troubling situation of Lamine Yamal. Once the unstoppable wonderkid of European football, Yamal became a global sensation after lighting up Euro 2024. The teenage winger tore through defenders like a storm, especially down that right-hand flank, leaving left-backs trembling in his wake. Fans began to wonder who on earth could stop him. After clashes against PSG in the Champions League and the Nations League final, many pointed to Nuno Mendes as the rare fullback who managed to silence him. And now, after El Clásico, some say Álvaro Carreras joined that exclusive list. To be fair, Carreras deserves credit. He's a talented player. Real Madrid wouldn't have invested in him otherwise. But let's be honest, the version of Yamal he faced wasn't the same terrifying force from last season. Something's clearly off. It's easy, of course, to point fingers at off-field distractions. The gossip, the headlines about what an 18-year-old prodigy does with fame and money, the endless scrutiny of his private life. All that noise comes with the territory. Normally, though, none of that would matter if his performances still screamed world class. Unfortunately, even on the pitch, Yamal hasn't looked himself lately. And that's the real concern. Not just one bad match, but a worrying trend. Part of it may stem from injuries and the pressure to return too soon. Everyone knows how vital Yamal is to Barcelona, especially with the squad suffering an injury crisis and few reliable options in attack. But sometimes, rushing a comeback, no matter how desperate the situation, can do more harm than good. A player fresh off an injury, no matter how talented or famous, can't instantly rediscover their peak or match sharpness. When you're playing with even a hint of pain in the back of your mind, it changes everything, from your touch to your confidence. And in Yamal's case, that hesitation is starting to show, even in the moves that once came to him so effortlessly. There have been countless moments this season when Barcelona found themselves stuck, unable to break through a tight defensive wall, desperate for a spark of magic. And in those moments, every pair of eyes turned toward one man, Lamine Yamal. The teenage prodigy had built a reputation for doing the impossible, for cutting in from the right flank, gliding past defenders with that deceptive change of pace, and curling the ball with his left foot toward the far corner. That move, elegant yet deadly, haunted defenders all across Spain last season. But now something's changed. The same move that once defined him, that trademark cut inside and whip to the far post, no longer carries the same precision. His touch feels heavy. His shot, once laser-sharp, now drifts frustratingly wide. We saw it against Olympiacos in the Champions League, a match Barcelona won 6-1, where Yamal did score, but only from the penalty spot. And in El Clásico, with his team trailing 1-0 in the first half, he tried that signature move just once, only to watch the ball sail well off target. A pattern is emerging, a gifted player trying his best to rely on instincts that aren't quite there yet, betrayed by a body that doesn't seem fully ready. The stats tell the same story. Before El Clásico, Yamal had already taken 26 shots in La Liga this season, but only 6 were on target. Just 2 goals, and one of them a penalty. Add in his spot kick against Olympiacos, and it's 3 goals in total, 2 from the penalty spot. What's worrying isn't just the numbers, but where those shots are coming from. Almost all of them have been from his signature spot, that inside right channel where he used to be so lethal. Yet this season, even there, his finishing feels off. To make things worse, over 50% of his dribbles have been unsuccessful. And that, more than anything, starts to eat at a player's mind. Imagine this. You're 18 years old, you've just conquered Europe, and your signature move, the one that made the world fall in love with your game, suddenly stops working. What do? For a young man brimming with self-belief, but still learning how to handle pressure, the instinct is clear. You try even harder. You push yourself to prove you haven't lost it. But football can be cruel. The more Yamal tries to force his magic, the further it seems to slip away. If this were just about youthful flair or the impulsiveness of an 18-year-old, it wouldn't be such a big deal. But Lamine Yamal isn't just another young winger. He's a vital cog in Barcelona's attacking system. And when his decision-making falters, the entire team feels the ripple effect. Take this, for example. Barcelona work the ball forward, isolating Yamal one-on-one against the opposing fullback, a situation every coach dreams of creating. From a tactical perspective, that's where structure meets creativity. The manager's job is to ensure the player on the ball has multiple options, forcing the defender into doubt. The player's job, then, is to make the smartest choice. In these moments, Yamal usually has 3 clear options. Option 1, play a quick horizontal pass inside to the striker. The striker lays it back for Yamal, who then darts through the narrow channel between the fullback and center-back, reaching the byline to create chaos inside the box. Option 2, the overlapping fullback pushes forward to create a 2 versus 1 situation. That movement either opens space for Yamal to cut inside or allows the fullback to deliver a low cross into the area. It's the kind of coordinated play that makes Barcelona's attacks unpredictable and fluid. Option 3, the simplest yet riskiest, cut inside and shoot. And lately, that's the one Yamal keeps choosing. Time after time, he ignores the safer, smarter routes and goes for glory. But as we've already seen, only about 20% of those attempts even hit the target, let alone trouble the goalkeeper. Worse still, when defenders close down his angles, he's often forced to recycle possession backward or, in some cases, loses the ball entirely, killing the momentum of an attack that had promise. Real Madrid, of course, studied this tendency to perfection. In El Clásico, they exploited it ruthlessly. Álvaro Carreras repeatedly cut off Yamal's shooting lane, forcing him wide and neutralizing his left foot. Every time Yamal hesitated or took too long to decide, Madrid pounced, turning defense into lightning-fast counterattacks that left Barcelona exposed. Lamine Yamal's decision-making has become a real concern. When your form dips and your touch feels off, confidence naturally takes a hit. And for a player like Yamal, whose game depends so much on instinct and creativity, that's a dangerous spiral. What's more worrying is that these issues aren't just appearing against elite opponents. Even in matches where Barcelona completely dominate weaker sides, pinning them deep into their own half, Yamal still struggles to make the right choices. In those situations, there's actually a 4th option available beyond the 3 we mentioned earlier. Picture this. The striker drags both center-backs out of position, opening up a pocket of space just outside the penalty area. As Yamal attracts multiple defenders on the right flank, the attacking midfielder can slip into that open zone, completely unmarked. Last season, Yamal would have spotted that run and played the pass instantly, creating a dangerous chance out of nothing. But this season's Yamal feels different. He looks like a player trying to do everything on his own, desperate to prove he's still the hero, still the kid who can decide a game single-handedly. And that mentality, while admirable, has become costly. Those solo dribbles that once made him unstoppable now often end in turnovers. His successful take-on rate has dropped below 50%, and every lost ball disrupts Barcelona's rhythm, killing attacks before they even begin. Worse yet, those turnovers spark dangerous counterattacks, forcing players like Pedri to abandon their positions and sprint back to cover, which in turn breaks the team's entire structure. Of course, Yamal remains a phenomenal talent. Barcelona know it. That's why he's been given so much freedom on the pitch. The club understands that players like him are rare. You don't cage creativity, you nurture it. But freedom in football always comes with a price. It must be backed up by end product. When that balance is lost, or when the performances dip, injuries linger, and off-field distractions start to creep in, the equation changes. And right now, that's the challenge Barcelona must face.